I'm back for WCS's ongoing coverage of Fragadelphia 19, here with Sharpie from Take Flyte following their win over Rain Above. So good start to the day. How are you feeling coming out of that match?
I'm feeling great. You know, it was a long travel day yesterday and before, but it feels great to be in the server here at LAN competing and playing well. So cannot be happier really with my performance and everything like that. Yeah.
And we do know, like you said, you had a really difficult travel day. I know the Take Flyte guys registered a sub in your place, and I think you got here something like 15, 20 minutes before you were set to, before they were set to start. What can you walk me through your travel day? What was that all about?
Well, it all started really last night. I got a flight at like 11:30 out of Philly, and that got canceled, so I had to stay the night in Philly. And then I was worried I wasn't going to be here this morning for the starting of the matches. I had to stay at the airport even later to try to swindle a flight earlier. So I got one as early as possible, made it here, and apparently just in time to play. They were like, warm up, and I was like, don't even need to. I'm here to play. I've been so upset with, the travel plans and I've been in my head and I'm ready to take it out on the server, so it feels good, yeah.
And in some ways, it's all coming together for you at this very recently because, you just returned to the Take Flyte roster replacing REKMEISTER who, got called up and I believe he moved to Chicken Coop. Thank you. So what was the process of you coming back into this Take Flyte roster?
Yeah, well, the main reason I got benched in the first place was more just personal, family and stuff like that. So, that step away was definitely necessary. And so him, having another opportunity going to Chicken Coop, I'm definitely in a better spot now than when I was, and so being able to come back and show how good of a player I am and still establish myself as a strong player on this team is exactly what I wanted to do, and I think I've already done that and will continue to do that for you.
And has the roster changed in any way since you've been gone? I believe you were benched in February or March, so that's been a good 4 months out of the lineup. Has it changed in any noticeable ways?
A few things have changed for sure. The addition of Fire, Colton on our team, he definitely has put a little bit of a boot over our throat. If it be structure-wise or we have a full-on strat book with us here printed out. That's all Fire for sure. So some aspects in that way has changed. I'd say that me coming back to the team, it almost feels like I almost never left because the comms that we have going and the plays that we're making are still the same ones that we did before almost. Anything else like that, we have really good communication together. We've been playing for so long, it almost feels like second nature. But other than some structure stuff and some major player change, I guess Fire being here. Other than that, I'd say it's relatively the same. Yeah.
Now, looking at the LAN itself, right before we came up to Mnmzzz for Frag 19, Valve replaced Mnmzzz with Overpass. How are you feeling about that change? Is that something we're going to see come out from you guys, some Overpass this weekend?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. The third map for our series just against Rain was going to be Overpass. However, we did not let it go to a map 3. So it's funny because Mnmzzz was one of our best maps. I'd say top 2 out of Ancient and Mnmzzz were probably our best 2 maps. And now that Mnmzzz is gone, we kind of have to still insta-ban nuke, but now we're kind of just scrapping around, seeing if, what team is going to pick what. If it's kind of a squabble up between Inferno and Overpass for us at this point. However, I do know multiple players on our team, including myself, do like Overpass. We just really haven't gotten our time to practice it yet, with it be util or just in general. So.
Have you had a chance to play any officials on it in your career in CSGO? I know I was talking to Stamina from Tsunami earlier today, and he mentioned that some of the younger guys on his team and some of the younger guys here at this LAN have almost no officials on Overpass because it was never in Counter-Strike 2, really.
Yeah.
Are you someone who's had official experience on Overpass back in CSGO?
Oh, yeah. So I'm a menace with the Mag 7 and Connector. I like to think that, I've been playing since CEVO, and I was real young. I was 13 at the time, playing in CEVO with just some friends. So I was definitely been playing Overpass throughout the years of coming into CS2 especially. So I am excited to see it back. I do like the map, especially, it was one of our best maps in Mnmzzz, but I didn't actually personally like it too much. So I am excited for Overpass, and I do think that it is a good map. I can't really say for sure because I haven't actually even played it yet in CS2, competitively, but from what I know about it, I'm excited for it and I like it, so. Yeah.
And now next up, you have a really tough match ahead of M80. What's the game plan there, and how you feeling?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The nerves are probably up on everybody, knowing that they were just at the Austin Major. They're playing. They're here to they're definitely here to play. However, I think that if we keep the tempo, keep our heads on straight, and play our game, we'll be able to at least get a good 3 maps run and show them what we're worth, if not win. So yeah.
All right, that's Sharpie from Take Flyte. Thank you so much for your time.